everyone, my name is Chelsea and today we're going to a bookstore grand opening. The Barnes & Noble Puyallup is opening today. I am so excited. I think this is the closest I've ever lived to a Barnes & Noble. I've worked at two different Barnes & Nobles in the past, but still the drive to them was at least 30-40 minutes. And I went to the Barnes & Noble in Lakewood a few times, but again, at least 30-40 minutes. This one right now, down Meridian, which is like the biggest street here, like it's always super busy, is only saying about 20 minutes. And this is on grand opening day, so I'm sure there's gonna be traffic there. It's a weekday during the time where people are like trying to get kids to school, trying to get to work, all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming that maybe on like other days it'll be a little bit quicker, but even then, 20 minutes, that's the closest I've ever lived to a Barnes & Noble, and I am so excited. Elliot is with me today, and we're gonna go check it out. Okay, it took us actually like 25 minutes to get here. It was a little bit backed up today. Elliot is coming with us, obviously, like I said. And it's past time that they open the doors, and there's still a line outside. It's tons of people here, which I am very happy about. Like, that's great for them. Here it is, I see it. So exciting. It's huge. That's great. What did you find? A Bluey book?
Yeah.
Oh, book of scary things. Oh my goodness, you want that?
Yeah.
Okay. Feels like it's not as busy in here now, but I think it's because everybody's in line. There are lines everywhere. Okay, so we are back home. It was so hot in there with all the people. I actually had to put my hair up. And we came home with some stuff. So first of all, Elliot picked out a couple toys that we've already opened. A golden unicorn. She got a pinky one a while ago at a different Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
Gold one this time, pink one last time. And then she got like a squishy pink balloon dog thing. So she picked those. She also picked a book because of course it's Barnes & Noble. This is the one that she went with. Bluey and Bingo's Book of Scary Things. It's a lift the flap book. She will absolutely love this. Oh, she also thinks Brother's gonna love it too. But so that was her. You're gonna share? Okay, that's very nice. So those were her picks. We also got some stuff for Presley. So she picked one for him. caterpillar to butterfly. I was going more for planets. She said, no, it needs to be this, which is fine. This is a level 1. He can definitely read this, and he does like nonfiction science books, but then he's also really into Minecraft, so I got him a couple of these Step Into Reading, but level 3, because they have like actual stories in them. They have the same characters. So this is Emmy and Birch and their dog Bite, and we have one of these books that we got at one of the indie bookstores during my book crawl, but now we have a couple more. So this is Trouble Brewing and Mobs in the Overworld. So he can like read the other one that we have, which is a step 3 Minecraft book, all by himself. So I was like, you know what, let's get a couple more just so we have more stories, and we'll see how he does with those. And then because Elliot got toys, I got him something, which is a Lego Minecraft, because her unicorn was like 20 bucks. So this was $26.99. It is a turtle house, pretty sure. It's called the Turtle Beach House. So yes, it has, you know, a couple figures and things in there. He has a bunch of Minecraft Lego stuff. He absolutely loves them. And this is one that he can do by himself, I'm pretty sure. And then in the checkout line, Elliot found this, a little bag of Booby Legos. I think I'll let her do this one. It does say 4 and up, but it's not like too much. And she likes doing the little ones. Like we went to their like duck cake event at the Barnes & Noble in Lakewood because the Puyallup one wasn't open yet. I'm so excited to have this one much closer to us. And while it did take like 20 something minutes to get there today, I don't think it's gonna be like that when you are going on non-peak times. Let me tell you, it was packed. The actual like parking lot, it's at the mall. I parked further out, like by the JCPenney, instead of at the Barnes & Noble, because it was so packed. By the time I left, all the cars around me were pretty much gone. Like I think a lot of people went. We were in there for about an hour and a half. A lot of people were there. I think just to like sort of pop in and stuff. They did have J.A. Jance there, who is a very popular, prolific mystery thriller writer. I don't read her stuff, but like I'm pretty sure my grandma probably did. She was there. They had a kids author there who I think sold out of her books like by the time I got over to the kids section, and then like was just gone. So like I don't know if they just didn't plan for that as much, but it was packed in there. Like I'm so excited to have something so close to us, and I did get some things for me. So I actually picked up 5 things. I was going in knowing I was gonna buy stuff, but not entirely sure what I was looking for. I did pick up one thing on purpose. So like this was something that I was looking for. Well, actually, by Maisie Eddings. I love that we have sprayed edges on here. This I read as an e-arc last month. Pretty sure. It was my favorite book of last month. It was last month. Absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. Made me cry. Like so good. And so because I read it as an arc, a digital one at that, I knew I needed a copy. I am so happy with this Barnes & Noble. The romance section is quite large compared to the Lakewood Barnes & Noble. Previously, before they switched the Lakewood Barnes & Noble over, it was an older store, a little bit smaller. Like these stores are like huge, which I love. But when they switched it over, I felt like the romance area that they had previously was bigger than the Lakewood Barnes & Noble now. Like it's like just one little tiny aisle, like one side here, one side here. This one had like a corner and another corner. It's very interesting how these stores now, instead of just having aisles of books, just like back and forth, have a bunch of these like really tall aisles, I guess. But they have lots of corners. So instead of having like one row of like, this is romance, or this is sci-fi, or this is manga, they have lots of corners. So it's almost like you're in a section, which was very busy today. But like, I sort of like that. But again, I felt like this Puyallup Barnes & Noble had like double the amount of romance books, double the amount of manga. The things that I am looking for, like I don't know if this is a bigger store than the Lakewood Barnes & Noble, but I actually feel like they had a better selection of things that I'm looking for. It felt bigger in those areas. I'm very excited to go back and like actually experience it a little bit slower, like on more of my time, which I mean, an hour and a half was pretty good in there, but I want to really experience the areas because I do really like how they were set up and everything like that. So yeah, Well Actually by Maisie Eddings. I absolutely love this one. It's about a woman who has like a podcast, and she calls out this guy who she dated for a little bit in college and had slept with, and then like he ghosted her. And then he's trying to make it up to her. And I, like I said, absolutely love this one. So, so excited. So I did go in looking for that. Then while I was in there, I found some other things, obviously. So I guess we'll just start with the next romance. This was one of the last ones I picked up because it was actually on a table versus in the section. But I have Heartstrings by Ivy Fairbanks. This is the second book in the Love in Galway series. The first one was Morbidly Yours. I read that earlier this year, really, really enjoyed it. And so I was like, you know what, I need this because this is the cousin, I'm pretty sure, of the girl from the first book. So again, romance companion novel series. It's going to be a little bit different. I think this is also a second chance romance because like we know of these characters as characters from the first book, but they weren't really in a relationship in that first book. But then when we come into it here, I'm pretty sure they had dated for a little bit and then something happened that broke them up, and now they're seeing if they can do it again because yeah, Cielo Lo Valdez doesn't believe in second chances. And that's her, and this is Aiden. I'm very, very excited for this because like I said, I really, really liked the first one. I love the writing style, like the characters, and I want to see where this one's gonna go. So I had to pick this up. I thought I had pre-ordered it, but I didn't, and I think it maybe is just because I actually read Morbidly Yours earlier this year, and so like in my head I was like, I need the second book, but I didn't actually pre-order it, so I had to pick that up. Then we did head over to like the kids section and everything as well. I've been reading a lot of middle grade recently, and I picked up Impossible Creatures. I have been interested in this one for a while. I have friends and things on BookTube that have read this and really, really enjoyed it. And for whatever reason, I just didn't pick it up. But the paperbacks have really, really cool edges. This is the Barnes & Noble one, which is the dragon edition. So the edges are dragons. They also had, I think, is the normal one a Griffin edition? This one just seems really fun. I know the second book is out in hardcover, but it's gonna be like middle grade fantasy with magical creatures and things. And so, yeah, the edges pushed it over for me a little bit. It also has illustrations inside, which I think also pushed it over for me a little bit. Like I have been really, really enjoying some of the middle grade stuff that I've read this year, so I did pick this one up as well. Then I also picked up a manga. This is I Hear the Sunspot 4 Seasons Volume 2. I know, that's a mouthful. So basically the whole series is I Hear the Sunspot by Yuki Fumino. And then this is a series that isn't just like one whole series where you go like volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. She has it broken up into like arcs, character arcs. So this is actually like volume 7 in the series, but like volume 1 was its own thing, volume 2 was its own thing, and then volumes 3, 4, 5 were one arc completely together, and then 6, 7, and I think 8 is going to be one arc completely together. I think this is going to have 3 volumes in the arc. But so this arc is called 4 Seasons, and this is volume 2 of that. This is one of my favorite series. It is like new adult romance between these two men here. One of them is hard of hearing, and I really just love the representation we have here. We also have other characters that are deaf or hard of hearing, so it's not just one of those ones where he's the only one that experiences this. We have a lot of talk about this disability with different people in different lives and communities and things like that, and I just absolutely love this one. And so this is the next one I need, and we're in 30/30 manga month, so maybe I'll read this month. And then the last one I picked up is actually the first book I picked up when I first went into the store, which is this one here, Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon by Mizuki Sugimura. This is apparently a Barnes & Noble pick. That is not the reason I picked it up. The reason I picked it up is the author. Mizuki Sugimura has actually authored some manga, had somebody else do the art style, but it was like A School Frozen in Time, had like 4-volume series. Started off a little bit slow, but I absolutely loved it by the end of the 4th volume, which is the end of the series. Very dark, a little bit creepy. I absolutely love that one. And I know she has done other books. I think I have actually one on my TBR that's like a YA horror by her, and this is going to be an adult speculative, and I'm just very, very curious to see what that is going to be. So I did not pick it up because of the Barnes & Noble, although it was on a table by itself because it was a Barnes & Noble pick. But I picked it because of the author. So this is going to be about a young woman who contacts a go-between to meet a deceased TV star. And this like teenager shows up, and I guess he is a Yumi Shibuya who offers an extraordinary service. He reunites the living with their dearly departed. Meeting his clients in a luxury hotel, he lays down the ground rules. Each reunion is a one-time arrangement that the dead can refuse. The service is entirely free, and the meeting must take place under a full moon. Like, I love the idea of this. And I've actually been, again, reading a lot of really good sort of speculative East Asian, because it's not all just like Japanese, translated fiction. And so again, I picked it up because of the author, and that was the first one I picked. I love the cover too, but that is the last one I have. I actually only got 5 things. One is something that I've already read. One is a manga that I should read this month. If I do not read that this month and it does not show up in my wrap up for the month, get on me, because it was 30 and 30 manga month this month. But again, I'm just so happy and excited to have a Barnes & Noble really close to us. We do have some indie bookstores that actually also opened up within the last month or so here in Puyallup as well that I do want to go check out. But yeah, I love the idea of having the Barnes & Noble really close. Like, again, on a normal day, probably within less than 20 minutes of a drive. Like, I'm so excited. It's right at the mall. And so, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for me today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So I will see you then. Bye!